Hi, welcome to this quick introduction on TypeGEMs. What is TypeGEMs? Well, it's the comprehensive UI for AE's type tool. So what the hell is that? Well, we all know what AE's type tool is. Over here, I've used a type tool, typed some text there, and then to animate this the traditional way or the type tool way is you select a animator property and then you select a range of text. By default, all the text characters are selected. Yeah, you select a range of text characters using the range selector, and then you change the default values so that as the characters get selected by the range selector, they will animate or auto animate to the location specified here. Yeah, this is like an offset property here. Okay, that's easy enough. And then if you add things like opacity, nothing happens. In fact, they fade off. Yeah, so things get tricky that way. Things also get tricky if you want to animate from right to left, or to go from say somewhere in the middle. Yeah, you want to transition in from the center or from the edges, all random. Things get a lot trickier that way. Again, set opacity 0, it's going to fade out. So it's nice, beautiful, but very hard to master and very difficult to work with. So this is where TypeGEMs comes in. This is what the UI looks like. Tons and tons of things. There are a few hundred. There are a few hundred parameters to mess about with. It's very easy to use though. Of course, it can get very tricky, like all After Effects are. So there are 68 presets that come with TypeGEMs. These are the two default ones: preset groupie, preset hero. Let's take a quick look, and it's nice and smooth. I'm going to reset this and then try to work from there. So TypeGEMs is designed in such a way that it requires, well, not requires, but preferably you think of your text animations in terms of 3 different stages: the transition in stage, the stable stage or stable state, and then the transition out state. We've got 2 ways to transition in, using either hero animation or groupie animation. And then we've got transition out, so those are your 2 states: transition in by A or B here, and then transition out here. Yeah, and then these other guys will help you add different attributes for tracking, inertial bounds, and then for randomization using the random factory module. So think of these guys as different modules. Each is pretty much full featured. Yeah. So for tracking, we've got start and end, and our timings for TypeGEMs is based on frame count. Yeah. So regardless of your frame rate for your composition, the frame count will always be fixed. Okay, now we're gonna get going. So by default, hero animation module is in effect. This is a bit trickier to use, so for this quick introduction, I'm going to concentrate on the groupie animation. I'm going to switch it on. Yeah, like I said, by default it's off. That means hero animation is the default animation. Sorry, it's the default transition in module. So I'm going to select the groupie animation module for transitioning in, and default it does this. Okay, so it's just one character at a time dissolving on. Pretty boring, so let's make it nicer. Let's make it 50 pixels to the right as it comes in. Let's give it a little bit of blur. I'm going to deselect the linkage between X and Y blurs and set blur Y to 9, blur X leave it at 25, and let's preview this. Now, as you can see, what I've been doing is it's ridiculously easy, right? You would have a hard time setting up something like this or messing about with something like this if you were using the traditional type tool. Right, it's not so bad, but notice as each character comes in, it's one character at a time. Yeah. Before subsequent characters come in, the previous one stops or ends. Sorry. Yeah, before the new one starts in. So to have a smoother transition across, we can select this option here. All right. This adds a bit of feathering to the text selections. So subsequent characters do not have to start animating, doesn't have to wait for the previous text character to complete its animation before subsequent ones begin. So what you get is a smoother transitioning process. That's it. And again, frame count, start, and it starts at frame 0, timeline ends at frame 25. Alrighty. Okay, let's make it a bit more fun. Let's set this to -150 and then hit enter. As you can see, the rendering's pretty quick, even though I've got set it at half resolution, but it's still pretty quick. Okay, so just like that, set my cursor there. And the beauty about this also is the different transitioning directions that you have available to use. Everything's just a click away. Let's see what this looks like. And of course, you've got random also. Okay, now I'm going to hit U. As you can see, only 2 keyframes are used to create whatever you've been seeing all this while. Now, this groovy mount, that links to, or that works in conjunction with this guy, which is essentially the inertial bounce effect. So this is built into TypeGEMs. If you want inertial bounce, click here, and you will get bouncy stuff. So I'm actually gonna transition in from the left. We're gonna look at bring this to 50, and let's watch. Okay, let's switch this off. I should leave that on. Let's crank this up a little bit, maybe 3 and maybe 15 for this. Groovy Mixes controls the inertial bounce. So number of grooves, it's similar to number of bounces. Now I'm making the delay a lot longer so that the bounce between each character is a little bit more, well, a lot more obvious. Yeah, I think it looks nicer. Yeah, beautiful. Nice. Okay, I like that. So again, changing transition directions is it's as easy as that. Yeah, easy. Okay, so transition out is the same. Default starts at frame 200, ends at frame 250. So maybe let's cheat a little bit. Let's do this at 80 and 105. And then I've got the full complement of the transition directions here. And let's make it fly towards the camera when it transitions out. Okay, so set work area to about here, and let's run preview this. And we can add blur. Everything's there. Yeah, everything is easily reachable. When it flies off, it's a bit too high, eh? So let's bring it down a little bit. There you go. And you can also keyframe this, yeah? Let's assume I don't want this to be way out there, so let's bring it to the left. Come here. Ooh, lovely. Some more. Some more. One more. Right, so let's see what this looks like. Nice. All that in a matter of minutes, yeah. To set up something like that. Not only that, lots of other options available for you, yeah. So you can have all these character offsets as it's animating off. So things look easy, and I should add it only looks easy because of TypeGEMs. And you've got 68 presets, yeah, tons and tons of presets. You create nice, beautiful stuff like this very, very quickly, very, very easily. Beautiful. And this is an effect using the hero animation module, yeah, for transitioning in. And the hero animation module allows you to control up to 3 parts. So what it does is allows you to break up your text, whatever you've typed into your text layer. So what I've done with this is top line, it's handled by the left side, and the left side contains everything, meaning transition in times, fading times will be the dissolve in, yeah, or opacity, and then full transforms, full set of text attributes also. So control up to 3 sections in your text string, and do it quickly and easily, yeah, within TypeGEMs. Then you've got tracking stuff here, and control up to 3 tracks. If you look at this carefully, the top line, it's got tracking, but it's anchored to the right. Bottom line also has tracking, but anchored from the left. And then this guy here in the middle, It's tracking also, but it's centered to the middle. Anchored here, anchored middle. So that's why we've got 3 different tracking sections, right? So we've not even touched on the random factory yet. Then again, it's a quick introduction. So what you need to do is buy this stuff. So go to this URL. Hit buy. Get more tutorials, get the full documentation, get online support. I'll be there. If you've got questions, if you've got feature requests, just send them over either by email or at the online forum at creativecow.net/broadcastgems. Okay, now it's up to you. It's the best thing. It's the best tool out there if you're gonna be animating type with AE's type tool. Okay, so bye, and see you soon. Cheers.